We are about to get so glitchy and so annoying with this spread offense. Guys, welcome to part 6 of my free ebook for the spread playbook, also known as the pass balance playbook if you play MUT, and this installment of the ebook is going to be so difficult for your opponents to stop, they may even send you a message after the game commending you for how awesome your scheme is. So today we're looking at the formation gun slot off set. It's a ton of fun. I know you guys will love it. Let's get right into it. Now guys, if you end up enjoying the video or if you learned something new, please smash that like button. It makes a big difference with the YouTube algorithm. It helps get the video pushed out to more people and it helps the channel keep growing. But right now, we are in the formation gun slot offset. Unfortunately for us, it's number 2 out of the 33 shotgun formations in the spread playbook, so a little less clicking for us right there. As you guys can see, we have 2 running backs in the backfield, which is a little bit unique for shotgun formations in Madden. I feel like we don't get to see that a whole lot. And if you scroll through these plays, you're going to see that we get so much motion pre-snap from both running backs going in both directions. And so it's just going to make for a really interesting scheme that is going to keep your opponents guessing on every single play. Now with the audibles, I've got Mtn Y Cross. I've got RPO Peak Zone Bubble, which you may recognize from the YouTuber MMG. He ran that play a whole lot last year in Madden 20. We've got halfback cross screen. And as a little bonus play, we've got Mtn Triple Option. And that one is going to have a big asterisk on it that I can't recommend it very seriously, like in important situations. But if you want to have fun with it, it's one of the most fun plays in the game when it works. But that's going to be just a little bonus play that we add on at the end. I don't want you guys to use that seriously in a game and have it go poorly and then blame me for it. So that is just a little bonus fun thing we're doing at the very end. So that is it for the audibles, and for our main play, we are always going to come out in RPO Read Bubble, and we're going to, in this case, flip the play so our doubles receivers are always to the short side of the field. And so I'm going to call RPO Read Bubble. I'm going to call random play on defense, which is a little risky because sometimes the CPU defense does not give us what I want to show you guys, just like it is right now. But for now, to show you this, the play itself, we get this pre-snap motion from the running back in the backfield towards the wide side of the field. Now, 9 times out of 10, if your opponent presses up, you get a P icon above the outside cornerback's head, which is really what we're looking for on this play. We did not get that on this play because the computer defense did not press up. I'll run the play just to show you guys kind of how the auto motion works. But as you guys can see, like, we did not get the pre-snap look that we wanted. So if that happened, I would not be running this play, but I want to show you guys how the motion works. This time, however, we did get the P icon above the outside cornerback's head, and so we are about to glitch him out. But just real quickly, guys, I want to show you that on the rest of the play. If you end up not throwing out there or not having the P icon above the outside cornerback's head, this still functions as a read option in the middle of the field. And so you can see that we have an outside pass rusher with the run key icon above his head. And so if that cornerback was backed off for some reason and he's not the P icon anymore, you can still run this as a read option. So if that outside rusher commits the running back, you keep with the quarterback. And if he plays the quarterback, you hand off to the running back by holding A on Xbox or X on PlayStation. But fortunately for us, we did get the P icon above that outside cornerback's head, which means as long as our opponent doesn't pass commit, which people don't usually pass commit if you're running the ball as often as you should be doing if you're running the spread playbook, then we are going to be able to glitch out this cornerback very easily. And what's going to happen is the moment that cornerback breaks in at the snap, we're going to throw to our running back at RB, and he is just going to be gone down the sideline. So you guys saw right there, I threw it immediately because I knew that he was going to be crashing in, and we are gone down the sidelines for a touchdown. Now let's look at the replay real quick. And what happens is, I mean, just like I said, basically, the cornerback is going to glitch out if he has the P icon above his head. And it's very important that you are on the hash opposite of the side the cornerback is on, and that you're also on a hash. From the middle of the field, this does not work as well. The cornerback sometimes will react and make a play on the ball. If you're on, in this case, if you're on the hash on the right side closer to the cornerback, there's a very good chance he'll react to make a play on the ball. You need to be on the wide side hash opposite the cornerback. But as long as you're on the wide side hash, and the moment you see that cornerback break in, you throw it out to the running back, he's going to keep running in, and you can just be gone down the sidelines. In this case, even take it for a touchdown. And so this alone makes this play, this whole formation so good, just always having this threat. Now, let's jump ahead to the next play, because that is actually going to kind of be involved in if your opponent is not pressing. And so the next play is going to be the RPO peak zone bubble. So I'm going to press X to audible, go down to Y. And what I like to do here is I like to flip the play. I always like the auto motion going to the wide side of the field. And so the RPO peak zone bubble is a little different. It's not a read option in the middle like the RPO read was. And so if you don't do anything else, if you don't throw to the motion running back, you don't hand off to the RB running back, your quarterback is just going to stand there like it's a pass play, because it technically is a pass play, and the one pass read is our X receiver on the left side. Now, what I like to do, if my opponent's not pressing, you can actually just snap this and throw the curl route immediately and get like a guaranteed 5 yards on the left side. You see that right there? I just possession catch it. He weirdly rolled back. You saw we caught it 5 yards downfield, but for some reason he just did not roll forward, but that's okay. This is actually a very interesting case, guys, because remember, we're back in RPO Read Bubble, and every once in a while you will get the R icon above the cornerback instead of the P icon. And I want to show you guys that the R icon does not work as well. Let's go ahead and run it again. You guys can see right there that the R icon, he basically played the running back quarterback read option even though he's on the wide side of the field. And so if you're in a situation where you see that R icon out there, I don't want you to throw it. I want you to realize that he's most likely going to be playing on conservative option defense, which is what almost everyone does online, and you don't want to throw in that case. You only want to throw it if it's the P icon. Now, once again, right here, we are in a case where our opponent is playing off. And so, again, my first recommendation is just go to RPO peak zone bubble and then flip the play. And I want to show you again that that curl route is actually really, really good over there. And so hopefully we'll not roll backwards this time. But so if they're not pressing, you can see that we got an easy 7 yards right there because they're not pressing. So I feel like I've been a little all over the place, so I want to just go through it one more time with you guys. Step one is come out in RPO Read Bubble, and if you see the P icon on the outside cornerback's head, we're going to run RPO Read Bubble, and assuming that the cornerback crashes in, you're just going to throw the running back, and you're going to get really great yards. Now, if that cornerback has the P icon but doesn't crash in, that means your opponent is pass committing, and in that case, you need to start running the ball up the middle. What I would recommend is audibling over to the RPO peak zone bubble and running up the middle like that, because what happens on a pass commit is the linebackers and the defensive backs, their first step is going to be back because they're pass committing, and so it's going to make it a lot easier to run the ball against your opponent. So you need to make them decide if they want to take away the glitchy running back swing route, you're going to start gashing them up the middle for easy yards. Now, if you have a situation like this where your opponent is not pressing, I'm going to recommend audibling to the RPO peak zone bubble and then flipping the play. And now you've got two options. You've got the quick snap throw over to the curl route with the X receiver, and you need to make sure that the user's not over there. And you see in this case we have a linebacker kind of at the line of scrimmage. He might drop back into a zone right there, so don't blindly throw an interception to the curl route, and if that ends up being covered, you can still throw the swing route to the running back. So right here I'm going to look at the linebacker, and he did not back up, and so you see we immediately throw the curl route for an easy 5 yards. And let's see if the game gives it again. They gave us coverage where they're not pressing. And so the other option is to just throw the swing route. And actually, if you saw right there, you can actually hike the ball when that receiver is still in motion. You kind of have two people in motion at the same time. Little wrinkle in the game, doesn't really make that big of a difference. But that is the 1-2 punch of RPO Read Bubble and RPO Peak Zone Bubble. And this can frustrate your opponent so much, guys, because there's always a counter for what they're doing. But guys, that is the 1-2 punch of the RPO Read Bubble and the RPO Peak Zone Bubble. Let's jump ahead to the next play. All right, guys, so the next play we're looking at is the only passing play that I really like in this formation. It's going to be the Mtn Y Cross, and I'm going to run it with the double receivers to the wide side of the field. But ideally, what you're going to be doing is you're always going to be coming out with the double receivers to the short side for your RPO Read Bubble. And then in the event that you need to audible to this, just like with the RPO Peak, I think you just make the audible real quick and then flip the play. And so you come out in RPO Read Bubble, maybe you don't get the look you want, you audible to this play, and then you flip it, and now you've got the really nice spacing for those double receivers on the right side. And so you can probably guess just from seeing this play, I love the crosser from the A receiver. Even though Willie Snead's not that fast, it feels like he gets open on this crosser pretty much every time. And so there's really only two routes I'm reading. I'm reading the crosser and then the backside dig And then obviously we have a check down from our running back at Y. And if you want, you can actually read Y immediately. And if there's no one covering in the flat, you could just throw to him. I think he's a really good, like if you get blitzed, you need someone to get rid of the ball to really quick. He's a good option as well. But for the most part, Y is just a check down. And really, A is the star of the show. A just gets crazy good separation. And again, that's Willie Snead. He's not a fast receiver, but just this crosser gets such great separation. And this is not a play you want to run every time. Like, it's not perfect. Like, you want to mix this in there when your opponent is really focusing on those run plays, and then all of a sudden you hit him with the passing play, especially if you have an opponent who is chasing the motion with the running back. So they see this, they start chasing after that motion, and all of a sudden you can just hit him with a pass play over the middle or a crosser that's going to go to the other side of the field so that they're literally running the opposite direction of where they need to go to cover this crosser. This is just such a great wrinkle to include in there. And again, I would not recommend running this a whole lot, because if you start running it that much, they're going to be expecting it. But as long as you just run occasionally, as long as your O-line holds up, it's a really great play. I really do think there's not a whole lot to say, so I'll try not to ramble about it too much. But you guys can also see that Y is still a good check down. I mean, nothing wrong with a 4-yard gain, even though the crosser is obviously the primary read on the play. So this is motion Y cross. It looks like A is going to come open again for us on the sideline. If Willie Snead gets his feet in bounds, I can't tell if he did. But okay, one more rep. I said I wasn't going to spend much on it, but now we're doing one more rep. You guys just can see that crosser beats man so well. And so that is motion Y cross. Mix it in there, especially if they're chasing the auto motion for the running back, and you'll gash them for some really great yards over the middle. So that's motion Y cross. Let's jump ahead to the next play. All right, guys, up next, this is where things start to get really silly, and the play is going to be the halfback cross screen, and I'm always going to make sure that the screen is going, in my case, to the right, because I have a right-handed quarterback, but if you had a left-handed quarterback, you would want the screen going to the left, and you want to have escape artist on your quarterback for this one. And so right off the bat, you can see it's just a screen play with the auto motion from the running back. You can try to throw it to the running back, but if you're running it with the screen to the wide side of the field, there's really not a whole lot of space. I don't actually ever throw the running back on that unless I just see something insanely open. This play is especially great for those opponents who like to go and chase the auto motion with the running back, because then you just let them take themselves out of the play, and you just throw your normal screen pass, and you hope that the blocks hold up, which it's a screen. Sometimes the blocks hold and sometimes they don't. That's just kind of the risk of a screen pass, you know? But we're not running this just to run a screen pass. We're actually going to do something even sillier. And so this next thing I'm going to show you guys, I don't want you to do this in a serious situation in the game. I don't want you to put your game on the line doing this, because it can work great or it can work pretty poorly. But what we're going to actually do is we're going to take advantage of escape artist and use all our O linemen going to the outside to kind of set up a designed quarterback run, basically. And so at the snap, I'm just going to sprint to the right and just kind of let this wall of linemen form. And you saw they get in the way of the defenders who are pursuing you, and you can actually get a huge gain out of it. Does it work every time? No. But when it does work, it's a ton of fun. And look at that. Look at how well it works. And because it's a pass play, all the defenders, all the defensive backs are dropping back because they're programmed to just drop back on pass plays. And then we're just taking off with a huge wall of, whoa, what happened? Somehow escape artist never activated. I've never had that before. I must have been pressing an extra button or something. That was kind of funky. But anyway, you guys can see that when the escape artist actually activates, how easily you can just take off. And what I really think you want to do is you want to, as you're rolling out, you want to move up towards the blockers. Well, right there, you can see if they shed and are about to tackle, you just throw the screen normally anyway. That's the great part, is you still have the actual screen you can run as well. But what you want to do, assuming you get around the edge, I like to come up and then go back out. And what that does is it kind of makes the defenders come down, at least the ones that are near the line of scrimmage, they come down into your big wall of O linemen, and then you kick it back outside. Like right there, you see what I did right there? I went straight up the field so that the defender would come in. He gets taken out by the big wall, and then we just go back around outside, and we got a nice little gain. And so this is silly. This is not something that I want you guys to make an integral part of your scheme, because it can absolutely backfire on you, especially if your opponent is not chasing the auto motion. Like once a user gets involved right here, it can get a little hairier. So keep that in mind, but definitely think about mixing it in if you're trying to have a little bit of fun with the scheme. And again, when you do this to your opponents, all right there, oh, it worked out anyway for us. Almost got caught on my running back, but this can really get your opponents mad at you. And so I definitely think you guys, if you want something new, something kind of stupid to do, go give this a shot online, and you'll probably have a lot of fun with it. But that is the halfback cross screen. Let's jump ahead to the final play of this formation. Now guys, the final play of the scheme is a fun one. It's not one that I would recommend in serious situations, but the motion triple option can be an absolute blast to run if you're just trying to have fun with Madden 21 right now. So let's do motion triple option, random play, and just like with any triple option, we have a run key and a pitch key, and you really need to make sure you make the read every single time. Although most opponents online, if they're decent, they're going to go on option defense conservative. And if that's the case, that means that run key's going to be breaking down, playing the quarterback every time. And so the only real option is going to be handing off to the running back, in which in that case, you need to make sure you're double teaming that inside stuff. Now, with random defense from the computer, I have no idea what's going to happen, so I'm going to really read the run key every single time. So right there, you see he goes after the running back, and now I just need to pitch it out to the other running back. And I actually pitched it pretty late, so be careful, guys, because that pitch was actually pretty risky. That has a very high chance of bouncing off of the defender and being a fumble. So you want to pitch it kind of early as you see the pitch key coming in to get the quarterback. Right there, again, the run key goes after the running back. Right there, ooh, that was really unfortunate. I wonder if that pitch bounced off of the defender. Let's take a look at the replay. But you really want to make these pitches early. I'm waiting a little bit too long. Yeah, you see that, guys? See, like, it's tough because I'm probably pressing pitch like right here, but the animation's just taking about a half to full second. And so by the time that the ball's coming out, the defender's there, and the poor hitbox coding of EA means that ball bounces backwards and almost results in a fumble. So pitch it really early. Let's see if we get another chance to do it right here. And I'm just going to pitch it as soon as I possibly can, and now we're actually gone for a decent gain. So I'm telling you, you have to pitch it earlier than you think you need to. It's weird to describe. I definitely think you just gotta get some reps in practice mode to truly understand how the timing needs to work. But once you get the timing down, it's a lot of fun. And I hope you guys will go against some opponents who are not playing on option defense conservative, because that's what really makes this play open up and be a lot more fun. If it's just your opponent playing option defense conservative and you're just handing off up the middle, then it's not so great. And it can be an okay run play. I'll be honest, it seems like online a lot of times when I have to run it up the middle, it seems like the defensive line block sheds decently well. We got a nice 6 or 7 yard gain right there. And so it can work as a run up the middle, although once I see my opponent go on option defense conservative, I almost always just start running other plays, because the most fun part of the play, which is the quarterback keep or pitching it out to the running back on the outside, that means they're basically just taking that away. But again, if you can get someone not playing option defense conservative, go have a blast with this one, guys. Go make some risky pitches, and just keep in mind the risk that comes with it, because that pitch has a very high chance of being a fumble or even getting maybe picked off by the defense. But guys, that is gun slot offset. I definitely think that the bread and butter of this formation is going to be the 3 first plays that we looked at. So it's going to be the RPO Read Bubble, where you can be glitching out the outside cornerback, pairing that with the RPO Peak Zone Bubble, and also pairing that with the Mtn Y Cross. Those 3 plays together, guys, can be an absolutely infuriating scheme for your opponent to go against. So definitely try those out, and let me know in the comments below how they work for you. I think that this is an excellent part of the spread ebook, but I'd love to hear from you guys how it's working for you. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for this video. Don't forget, please smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. It really does help with the YouTube algorithm and get the channel growing bigger and bigger every single day. But that's all I got for you guys in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the next video.